Thank you. Yes, thank you for the katha. Thank you for the reflections. Gopinātha. Yeah. Gopinātha Patnaika has tasted. He didn't taste this before. He was practicing devotion. He was a devotee of Chaitanya Mahāprabhu, but not totally absorbed, not totally attached, maybe a little bit. So then he wasn't tasting the devotion truly at the time. Otherwise, why would he be pulled towards some sense gratification of this world? Towards money or women? He wouldn't be pulled if he was tasting devotion. So he wasn't tasting this. This bhakti rasa too. He wasn't tasting the smarana rasa of the lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu before. He didn't know. He didn't have that taste. But when he was pushed in that direction because of this whole incident, it's not that he really wanted to go in that way to taste that unalloyed, unmixed, pure, loving smarana of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's not that he wanted to go in that way, but he was pushed that way because of the situation. Then when he was on the Changa, he was pushed into the zone of tasting the smarana of lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was pushed there, then he was thinking, whoa, this is so good. This is so good. What was I doing all this time in my life? This zone, this realm is so good. It's so good. It is so tasty. It is so sweet and addicting and tasty that he naturally did not care much if the Changa was going to be released on the swords or not. Because he was absorbed in this higher taste of smarana, of lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So, his indulgence and how to keep this body, how to pamper this body, how to indulge with the senses, and finally, how to give comfort to this body, and to a point of how to save this body. All this is in Annamaya Kosha. From pampering and indulging of the senses to, okay, at least just keep this body. Keep this body safe. How to save this body. All this also, these thoughts, this platform of Annamaya Kosha, he was able to let that go. He let that go because he grasped this taste of smarana of lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's the power. That's the power. Param drishtva nivartate. So it can, that only then, only when the relishment in the spiritual rasa, in the smarana of Bhagavan. Only when that happens, one can let go the taste, the indulgence in the Annamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha on the bodily platform and the mental platform. Otherwise, there is no Shakti. This has to be purged out, the indulgence, bodily indulgence, bodily pampering, and mind indulgence has to be purged out by the spiritual rasa, relishment of the spiritual rasa within. That spiritual rasa comes when there is great attachment, and from the attachment comes absorption. So Gopinātha Patnaika, not that he wanted to be in that zone, but he was pushed there and he got a little taste of it and he thought, wow, this zone is so good. I just want to stay here in this zone. Attached and absorbed in the smarana, in relishing, in drinking the nectar of the smarana of the lotus feet of Chaitanya Chandra. So that's how it's a great blessing in disguise. Otherwise, somebody who is attached to and addicted to material, bodily and mental indulgence, how can one make their way into this relishing spiritual rasa? This is why Kunti Devi Vipadashantu Tashashvat Tatra Tatro Jagat Guru Bhavatu Adarshanam Yatshad Apunar Bhavadarshanam. Okay, if the challenges have to come, if these challenges, if they have to come to push me into this zone of relishing, tasting, the smarana of your lotus feet, so be it. Bhagavan, send them. Just keep them coming. If their role is to push me to this zone of tasting the rasa. So dear devotees, our default nature is because of the defensive and offensive mechanism that we operate in. We are stuck in this Annamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha, the bodily platform and the mental platform. This is all defense and offense zone. And that is why in Vedas it is a human being is called Vipada Pashu if they're stuck in these zones of defense and offense. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defense. Protecting one's body. These are all basic for any animal in order to preserve this material body. These four things are common in all animals, including the human body. At a physical level, are these eating to keep this body sustained, sleeping to restore this physical body, and mating to give the byproducts, and defending to secure this body. So if you look at it, this is all to preserve and secure the body so there can be byproducts. The eating, sleeping, mating, and defending this is a body protective zone. That's all. Nothing more. Animals also do that. Body protective zone. Operating on body protection zone. Annamaya Kosha. This is why a human being is called Dvipada Pashu if the whole life is spent only on this body protection zone, morning till evening, toiling and toiling and toiling. For 14 hours, 16 hours, so much toiling that the body has to rest to get to do the physical toiling again for the job again for next day. What zone is this? Isn't this Dvipada Pashu zone? Just to keep this body, sustain this body, and then multiply the bodies to produce the bodies. That is Dvipada Pashu. That is Annamaya zone. Then the Manomaya zone is all. The animals don't have much of this. They are more peaceful. They are only caught up in this Annamaya zone. But the human beings who are not in Atato Brahma Jignasa, who doesn't have the spiritual inquisitiveness of who am I, they are caught up in the Manomaya zone of Raga, Dvesha, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya is the Manomaya zone. What is all about this layer, this zone? The object of contemplation is not an eternal vastu, not Bhagavan. That's why one is caught up in the Manomaya zone. All that Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Just one thing, change the object of contemplation in the Manomaya zone. Oh, that would become a great, that's devotion. But that happens and when the object of contemplation is Krishna, eternal zone, then one is automatically put in this Anandamaya platform. Through the Jnanamaya, one knows that object of contemplation should be Krishna, and thus one is placed in Anandamaya or Vijnanamaya zone. Just knowing that object of contemplation is Krishna is only, that's jnana, good. But from a practical standpoint, for the jiva to be placed in the Anandamaya zone, one who is living this jnana, one who is actually in the Anandamaya zone, has to come and pick us up from this Annamaya, Manomaya, through Jnanamaya into Anandamaya zone. So when there is, when the soul is ready, naturally ready for this Anandamaya zone to be placed there, to just simply relish the spiritual substance, and then they will naturally develop, the soul naturally develops attachment to personality who is in the Anandamaya zone. A sadhu guru, a tattvavid guru, who has jnana and who has bhakti rasa in the heart. Soul is naturally attracted when the soul is ready to go there. When the soul is not ready to go there, then there is not much faith and attraction to the sadhu guru. So then they are caught up in these lower zones, Annamaya and Manomaya. Whoever is caught up in these zones, Annamaya, Manomaya, they might be caught up, but if they are surrounded by those souls who are going towards Jnanamaya, Anandamaya zone, then these entangled jivas in Annamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, they can at least get to see, oh, it looks like I am caught up here. There is something else beyond this, like that. So like that, for us, the devotees, though we are caught up in this Annamaya, Manomaya zone, when we see Bhakti as Shakti of Bhagavan and everything is mercy, so when something happens to us that pushes us from these lower zones towards Krishna, then that is Nityananda Ram's kick. That is a blessing in disguise. Then that is Harishye Tattanayar. Lord Krishna says, right, when I give special mercy, then I would take away these things that are keeping you in the Annamaya and Manomaya zone, that are entangling you here. The bodies, or anything that one is greatly attached to in this world. So that is considered special mercy. This we know when we hear from Shastra, oh, if something like that is happening to a bhakta who is in bhakti for Bhagavan, then yes, this is the mercy of Bhagavan to pull out that bhakta from this lower zone so he can be placed in the Anandamaya Kosha, like Gopinātha Patnaik. And now he relishes, wow, so this is what Rai Ramananda was relishing all this time. So this is the zone he belongs to. And that's why he's saying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the real mercy is Rai Ramananda's and Vaninatha Patnaik, because they are in this Anandamaya zone. They are relishing this. This is relishment in this zone, relishment of your lotus feet, rasa from the lotus feet. Loving service, loving smarana to your lotus feet is the real mercy. I understand that now. Hey Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so can you please just keep me in here now? I don't want the other indulgence in the other zones, because it is like that. It is very tasty. It causes natural detachment to the tendency of indulging things of this material world. It is like this, Bhagavan mercy is like this. See, when somebody is placed from a dark room, when they are brought outside and placed before the sun, it's natural that the person would see the sunlight, feel the warmth. Yeah, see the light and feel the warmth. It's just natural. It's the reality. That's the nature of the sun, to give that light and warmth. Same is the nature of Bhagavad Smarana. Ananyas chintayanto mam ejana paripasate. Bhagavad Chintana is like placing us from a dark room in front of the sun, placing us in the sun. So automatically Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyam happens. Whatever is needed materially, that will be given, and that's taken care of. That is there. For how long are we going to get stuck? How materially things are taken care of? If not today, sooner or later, these bodies have to be perished anyway. All the bodies have to be perished anyway. Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. So this Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshema Mahāyam, materially okay, if that's what is needed. Whatever is needed, Bhagavan will do materially. But pakka spiritually, he will make sure that we taste that Anandamaya zone. Once that is there, Then Rakshisyate iti vishwaso goptratve varnam tada. That tasting the spiritual rasa, maintenance of tasting that spiritual rasa, protecting that the spiritual rasa tasting is not deterred, is not endangered. That Bhagavan, that will automatically happen with Bhakti Shakti. Like Chitraketu. Chitraketu, he was in a king body and then he had to go into this demon body. The material body, material condition outside is changing, but what's happening to his spiritual rasa inside? It's just intensifying. Rakshisyati iti vishwaso goptrutve varnam tada. The maintenance of his great attachment and attraction for Bhagavan, the rasa is only getting more denser and denser. And that even though he was in the body of Vritrasura, which is a demon body, so-called sense gratificatory body there, but what is happening to him inside? His rasa, spiritual rasa, relishment of Bhagavad Bhavana, loving absorption in the Lord, was so dense, deep, and unstoppable that he's saying, Indra, kill, please, get me out of this body, please. I need to go. That is the beauty. Rakshisyati iti vishwaso goptrutve varnam tada. So that is the internal. Spiritual body is Rakshisyati iti vishwaso goptrutve varnam tada. It is this spiritual body that goes from one material body to the other material body. Yeah. So, ye yadamam prapatyante tamstadaiva bhajamyaham. Initially, that's how bhakti will start. Conditional. And we kind of expect and pray. Material Rakshisyati iti vishwaso goptrutve varnam tada. Please, maintain me and maintain the rest of the family, please. The bodies, please. That's how it starts. But later, as the bhakti, it's very natural, beautiful. As the bhakti continues and deepens, bhakti to Bhagavan, it will change to Ananyas Chintayantoma. In other words, initially it was, can you take care of me? Can you take care of my family? The food or whatever. Take care of me and my family. Later on, the same devotion when it is continued. And we constantly hear from the pure devotees, the pure-hearted devotees, and because they are in Anandamaya Kosha. Because we hear from them constantly, the devotion that we are doing, it changes, it transforms, it gets upgraded, it gets deeper. It's not that we do something different. But the milk, it's the same milk. But when it is heated up, the same milk comes to this boiling point. Same way, our devotion initially, when it is mixed, and we are asking Bhagavan, please take care of this body, please take care of this mind, please take care of this bodies, and please take care of this minds. Like that. But the same milk, when it is getting heated up, because of the Vani of this pure-hearted souls who is showing us what is bhakti, this ye yadamam prapatyante will change to Ananyas Chintayantoma. So then the prayer would be like, who else, Bhagavan? They are all yours. I am yours. They are yours. The whole thing here belongs to you. I don't even want to think about this body's body, this mind, the mind's mind. I don't even want to think about that. They are all yours. It's at your disposal. You take care of it, Bhagavan. I only want to serve you lovingly. That's Ananyas Chintayantoma. There is no active effort or prayer to Bhagavan to please take care of this. And there will be a sense of assurance and detachment. ये क्या है भगवान, ये आपके है. Detached and assured, okay, ये आपके है, you please. I don't want to spend much on this. No thought on this. I want to think of you. I lovingly serve you. That's Ananya's Chintayantama. So this is milk getting boiled. It's the same milk that was warm before and now got boiled. This, now milk to boil hua. This will continue to, as a khoa ban jata, right? A boiling milk. It will condense, gets sweeter. That is Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochane Nashanta Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayam Tiyam Shyama Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, situated completely in Anandamaya Kosha. And there is no thought at all about Annamaya and Manomaya now. It's the same milk that was boiling but now has condensed. So this is the platform Raya Ramananda was always on. And Gopinātha Patnaik is saying, can this platform from Ananya's Chintayanta, can this be moved further, please? Yeah, so beautiful, so beautiful, so natural, so natural. This is Bhakti. This is the glory of Bhakti, potency of Bhakti to Bhagavan. From Annamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, through Jnanamaya Kosha, into Anandamaya Kosha, and just want to stay there with Premanjana Charita. So that's what happened to Gopinātha Patnaik. That's about the Bhakti to Bhagavan at different zones, how it pulls us out. And we also heard about the natural effect of Smarana of Bhagavan. What time is it now? Yeah, so that's one thing about Gopinātha Patnaik and the Bhakti Tattva. This is all Bhakti Tattva. From Aparadha Bhakti to Sharanagata Bhakti to Atma Samarpana Bhakti to Prema Bhakti. Bhakti Tattva. Bhakti Tattva. So this gives us a direction. It also just gives us not only direction, but the Vani of the Acharyas and their Sangha not only give us direction, but give us the strength, gives us the guidance and places us, picks us up from the lower koshas and then places us in Anandamaya Kosha. That is the mercy of the pure-hearted souls, their Vani, their Sangha. So that's what we heard. And what else was there? I can't think of anything. I guess that is it. That is. Yeah, that is it for today, dear devotees. That's all, Prabhu. That's all, dear devotees. If there is anything, you may please share.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for explaining. We should be stuck at the lower levels, especially in Shastric reference. You said like our goal should be always Anandamaya Kosha, not Manamaya Kosha, or at the material platform level. Dear devotees, we have 7 more minutes time. So if you would like to reflect or share or have any questions on this topic, yeah, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my pranams.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Mataji. Again, it's like showing the map. I was also wondering if you could connect it. Somehow in my head today, it was really, I was not able to make the connection between. First, Mataji, I wanted to understand when you're saying these different koshas, right? What are they like? Like we say, 3 modes of material nature. These, what is this categorization? And I was also wondering, I was trying to connect it to your early morning katha, where you were talking about, how Guru already, has placed us, has given the love of Godhead. That means has placed us in Anandamaya Kosha. And we are only asked to be, nimitta matra. So then how to understand our working through these koshas, and I'm seeing that it's not that I can raise myself above in these koshas. It is Guru that lifts us and places us. So can you like connect these things, Madhuri?
Yeah. So to the first question, Taittiriya Upanishad, it gives these sheets. It is called sheets, 5 sheets, where the soul's consciousness can get stuck in any of these sheets. The first sheet, first layer is the bodily platform, Annamaya Kosha. And the second layer, of course, Pranamaya, and then Manomaya Kosha is at the level of mind. Then Jnanamaya Kosha is knowledge. Vijnanamaya Kosha or Anandamaya Kosha is eternal. So Brahma Jnana Bhakti, that is all. The eternal Kosha is Anandamaya Kosha. So these are the 5 sheets. The consciousness, see, the soul is inside. We are souls and we have this gross body that is put on us. And inside this gross body is the subtle body, and we are buried inside. The soul is buried inside the subtle body and the gross body that's present on the subtle body. So this gross body made of these 5 elements is Annamaya Kosha, the first sheath. So we touch this body, this is Annamaya Kosha. So it doesn't have to be theoretical and a vague understanding. We apply this to our own self. When our thought process is, majority of the thoughts is about this body, sustaining this body, pampering this body, saving this body, that body, then it means the consciousness is stuck in Annamaya Kosha. This body is formed because of Anna, because of the rice, that sustains this body. That's why it is called Annamaya Kosha. So when the thoughts are predominantly because about this body, it is to be known that consciousness is stuck at Annamaya Kosha. Then the Pranamaya Kosha is about the the Ashtanga Yogas when they do the pranayama. But the other kosha is the Manomaya Kosha. When the thoughts are stuck, when our majority of the thoughts are about the thoughts of this world, things and people of this world, not Bhagavan. Raga dvesha of this world, things and people of this world, which result in the lust, anger, greed, all that, kama, krodha. So then it is to be understood that the consciousness is stuck at Manomaya Kosha, illusory, changing world, changing things, changing world, changing relationships, changing bodies, everything illusory, temporary. And the next, so that is the mind. Okay, so we have heard about the mind. We have heard about the pranamaya, which is the breathing layer, the prana kosha, and the other one is the manomaya, is the mind. And beneath that is the jnanamaya kosha, is when the intelligence, discriminating capacity and decision making capacity, when the intelligence. So at that level, when the consciousness is stuck only in the philosophical speculation, not stuck at The thoughts are now not so much about body, pampering or saving this body, and not so much about the people or proceedings of this world, but atato brahma jitnasa. Who am I? Oh, I am soul. Okay. Then what about this soul? Philosophical speculation is jnana. Caught up on that level. That's jnanamaya kosha. When the consciousness is there, when thoughts are more about the nature of the soul like that, when this is taking and placing the soul on its platform, eternal platform of spiritual platform, aham brahmasmi, I am the spirit soul, or I belong to Krishna, I am the spiritual, I am the loving servant of Krishna. That eternal zone, the innermost zone, the zone of the soul per se, that is Anandamaya Kosha. Prema Bhakti is in Anandamaya Kosha. And Prema Bhakti happens when the intelligence is filled with the Sadhuvani. And that is Jnanamaya Kosha. So, when we are attached to a sadhu, this sadhuvani pulls us out, gets us detached from the bodily proceedings and mental network. Prasangamajaram pasham atmana kavayo vidu. Sayeva sadhu sukruto mokshadvaram apavritam. That's why it is said, you cannot come out of this, the bodily related thoughts and material indulgence from this mind. You cannot come out of yourself on your own. You need the Vani of the sadhu, attachment to a sadhu, which is taking the place of intelligence. In this way, the sadhu Vani, which is in the Jnanamaya Kosha, pulls the soul from the bodily and mental platform and takes it into the Anandamaya Kosha, the loving service to Krishna. Like that. So the modes here are predominant in the Annamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha. That's the ignorance and passion. That's the zone of offense and defense. That's the zone of passion and ignorance in the Annamaya and Manomaya Kosha. And Jnanamaya Kosha it's in the more of goodness, learning to know, learning who we are, and heading towards the Anandamaya Kosha is more of mode of goodness. And Anandamaya Kosha is past goodness, Shuddha Sattva. So these are the different sheets, and this is how the influence of modes are there in different sheets. Up until Jnanamaya Kosha, and beyond the modes is Anandamaya Kosha, which is Shuddha Sattva. And that's the answer to the first question. Second one is, how do I understand when Guru and Gauranga has already placed me, gave me, and this Krishna Prema means already placed me in Anandamaya Kosha, is when they are speaking about the matters of this Anandamaya Kosha or a love of Godhead. This is the voice that is coming from that platform, from Anandamaya Kosha, the Sadhuvani. The Vani that is coming from the heart of a Premi Bhakta, lover of God, is not from Annamaya, not from the bodily platform, not from the mental platform, not even from the Jnana platform. It is coming from Anandamaya platform. So the source is from there. So it is like the rope is dropped from that platform, from the love of Godhead. From that platform, the rope is dropped to us into this well where we are stuck in the bodily and mental platform. How do I understand that I'm already there in Anandamaya Kosha? Because the rope is there, the origin of rope is there, and I'm holding the rope on this end. So yes, I am on the other end of the rope in the Anandamaya Kosha. As long as I am holding tight with great faith this rope, it is only a matter of time that I see myself on the other end of this rope. The fact that I'm holding the rope that is dropped from Anandamaya Kosha, the fact that I am coming to know, so this rope that I'm holding is not just from this platform of this world. So it is not that I'm imagining and I have to hold on something that this feels sturdy, this feels supportive, so I will lean onto this, but I don't know what will happen to this later. So it is not that kind of rope. It's not an imaginary rope. It is a real rope that is dropped from Anandamaya Kosha. The very knowledge of this rope, that it is not an illusory, mentally concocted or imaginary one, but it is a real one that is dropped from that platform. Just this knowledge, done 50-60% of success. 50 to 60% success is right there. So this is dropped from there. Then we will not let it go. No matter what, we will not let it go. We see that as a savior. This is Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Koriya Aikya. Then it's just a matter of holding on to it so tight, and the rope gets pulled and we are on the other side. And as long as we are holding this rope with this understanding and great faith and with this knowledge, we are naturally not affected with the lower zones, as we might be affected without holding the rope or holding the rope in a very doubtful way, confusing way, and thinking that this is an ordinary imaginary rope. When we are doing bhakti uninformed, not knowing tattva, then we don't feel so secure, so assured. We are doing just because we are doing because everybody is doing, we are doing because mind says, okay, go ahead, and the bhakti stops when the mind says no. So that is bhakti with no tattva, with no knowledge of what we are holding to. But when we are practicing bhakti in tattva, knowing that, so this is the rope that has come from that platform, this is the eternal rope. All I have to do is hold on to it. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Kariya Aikya. And this will engage me in the seva, and this will engage me in the Nam Bhajan. Hold on to it tight is understanding bhakti in tattva. Then practice of bhakti in tattva comes from that platform. You hold on to the nama tight because of the Vani that is coming, and the seva will happen because of the Vani that is coming. So when bhakti is practiced in tattva like this, then we feel this assurance from within. We feel the connection. Though we are not on the other side, other end of the rope, we still feel the assurance from within. We still feel inspired from within. We are still detached and not so disturbed with the proceedings of this Annamaya and Manomaya Kosha. So there is a difference. When this rope is held in full knowledge, when bhakti is practiced in tattva, as opposed to the rope not held in knowledge, bhakti practice not in tattva. This, even though we are not on the other side of the rope yet, because we are holding it with knowledge, it will give us assurance that we will be on the other end very soon. Our bhakti gets undeterred. So the process, the milk has already started boiling anyway. I like that. Yeah. And everything changes from there. The way we perceive bhakti, the way we experience bhakti, even before we are placed in the Anandamaya Kosha, it's already happening. It is already happening. Like that, Mataji. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Mataji. It was very clarifying. Thank you.
Thank you, Master. So, yeah, that's about the different sheets and the different modes spread in different sheets and the Anandamaya Kosha beyond the modes Shuddha Sattva. That's the first part of the answer. And the second part was how just Karishye Vachanam Tava, holding the rope of this bhakti that is dropped from Anandamaya Kosha. All I have to do is Karishye Vachanam Tava with great faith and attachment. Then naturally, even though we are not on the other side of the rope yet, we will know, greatly assured and connected, that we will be there. And it is already happening. The rope is already being pulled up there. So that's what, like Arjuna, he knew. And the Yuddha was already happening. It is heading that way. Anyway, it's not a static thing. It's a dynamic thing. So it's a dynamic, assuring, and deeply connecting experiential thing. That's all. That's all, Prabhu. That's all, the devotees. We'll pause here since it's past 8.
Thank you so much, Mataji. We'll go with the shloka.
Shloka. Yes, please.